Good morning. Welcome back in. Happy Friday to you. Been a long week of headlines. A lot of those headlines have us saying, come on, America. Like, come on, America. Right?
That's a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Come on, America.
Alex Kramer, Krysia Lenzo back with us. Happy Friday. Good to see you again.
Yes.
Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, so while there are obviously many important things to be debated in government, Pennsylvania politicians are wasting their time debating Taylor Swift. So state representatives from Pennsylvania voting to officially name 2023 the Taylor Swift era. The vote passed 103 to 101, with majority of Democrats voting to pass the resolution through. No surprise there. The reactions on social media did not disappoint. This user saying this is just another example of how worthless politicians are. Others outraged. This is what tax dollars are going to, calling it a clown world. The voting was rumored to, get this, it lasted 11 hours. Come on, America.
Really?
What are we doing?
Wait, was there like deliberations on the floor?
Apparently, yes, there were. There was back and forth. They deliberated the Taylor Swift era for 11 hours.
I wonder if they listened to her album while deliberating.
Maybe they
You ever see the Wildest Dreams video?
Yeah.
It's got Clint Eastwood's son.
Yeah.
Good video.
What's his name? Scott?
It's in like
Scott,
the
yeah.
African.
Well, she's from Pennsylvania. So
I didn't know that.
She
She is.
and then she moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
I know a lot about Taylor Swift because
I
my
know,
daughters,
yeah.
but it is a little bizarre.
Look,
it's a little,
totally
she's
bizarre.
great. She's a great singer, but we're wasting taxpayer
You know
dollars.
what's getting old?
for
The
stuff.
Travis Kelce part of the story. It's getting old. They're 8-5 now. The team's not having a great moment. I think that's going to end badly, and that'll be interesting.
It's a PR
She's Time Person of the
relationship.
Year,
I'm
and
over it.
she went to a pro-Palestine
Yeah,
I
fundraiser.
was about to say, I take this political stance on Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be a Scrooge. I am a hater of Taylor Swift.
Me too, me too, me too.
I'm so sick of her.
Me too.
And the fact that she went to a pro-Palestinian comedy show where she's all about women empowerment, and if she's about LGBTQ rights, this is not the show that you should be going to, and she's very anti-Israel. And again, the fact that we're wasting all this time, our government is wasting time on her. They should be talking about the border. They should be talking about numerous other issues.
Anything?
Taylor, and literally
anything.
anything other than
Anything.
Taylor Swift. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, and one Republican representative even said, you know, this is us, this is the Democrats idolizing Hollywood. You know, she gets an entire year, veterans get one day.
Yeah.
Not good. Okay, so what do I say? Do what I say, not as I do. The longtime motto for the Democratic Party. A Washington State Representative, Amy Walden, proposing a ban on gas-powered chainsaws and lawnmowers with jail time possible for anyone who breaks the law. The ironic part, her husband owns a Jeep dealership, a car most popular for its gas guzzling. People on social media calling out the hypocrisy, saying Amy Walden's landscapers should stop leaf blowing altogether. These politicians need to be held responsible for these absurd laws. Others are calling out the fact that Washington politicians have decriminalized drugs, but are going after people who are just blowing leaves. I don't know. What do you guys make of this one?
Ridiculous. What do you think, Rob? You do a lot of yard work.
Well, I do a ton. You see my hands?
Yes.
You always come with
I
such beat up
know.
hands
I
from all your yard
I wear
work.
gloves too. No, I was just texting our producer Pedro. There's a soundbite that was so classic yesterday.
Was it her doing the
somebody?
like, the
All
video?
right, just play the soundbite. This is classic. Just know when they refer to the Beast is the presidential limousine. Take a listen.
The White House is asking today to speed up the transition to Force Electric, and one of the things they announced is the federal employees would take the train. It's 250 miles. There's a list of things. I'm wondering if the president is thinking about making the Beast electric.
So that's certainly a question for GSA and service, Secret Service, obviously, but we are committed to boosting public and private access to electric vehicles, and today's announcement would save taxpayer dollars and help tackle the climate crisis. But as it relates to the Beast, that's something for GSA and Secret Service to speak
Cabinet
to.
members would take the train.
That again, I would refer you to GSA and also the Secret Service as it relates to the Beast and any other questions.
You said, "Do what I say, not what I do." Isn't that
Hello.
just it in a nutshell?
Yeah,
right there.
Here's the
right?
funniest part, which they are not understanding. Do they realize that electric vehicles, the amount of fossil fuels it takes to mine lithium, cobalt, so many fossil fuels, and then when those EV batteries, they go into the landfill, guess what? They release toxins and heavy metals. They're way worse for you. So all these EVs doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever.
I like all the fossil fuels. Right?
All the fossil
All of
fuels.
the fossil, all of them.
What about
I
the
wanna use
fact?
all of them.
Hold on.
That's totally right, and I'm so glad you bring up that point because it's important. And rules for thee, not for me. When they take their private jets to these environmental conferences, we've seen that time and time again with John Kerry. But just going back to the fact that if you're going to go after people who are leaf blowing, why aren't you going after bail reform laws where we have literally murderers and rapists on our streets and we're not dealing with them? Going after, I remember the pizza. They were going after the electric.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Pizza
I
makers
think
in
people,
the-
people just need to be. I hate that one. Personally, I hate that one because if I were going to one of these things and I had the ability to fly private, I'd do it. But I just think if these people were more genuine, it would be so much better for all of us.
Well,
you know?
Rob,
if I was like, yeah, I flew private, that's the way I'd like to fly. Mind you, I've never flown private. So if anybody wants to take me privately somewhere,
Same.
I'll go.
Oh, I used to fly private with the Bruins. But here's the funniest part, the best
Wait,
thing.
what?
Yeah, anyway, moving. Best part of this entire thing.
Slip that in there.
So if you break this, it's either a $10,000 fine or go to jail for a year. There is an exemption. Government agencies, they don't have to follow this. They added that into the bill. That is the best part of this entire thing.
Perfect. Icing on the cake. All right. Enjoyed it as always. Alex, thank you. Seen a little bit. Krysia, thank you. Hunter Biden defying that House subpoena earlier this week to testify before Congress. How this could lead to impeachment in the House, and then if it does pass in the House, it goes to the Senate. How that'll impact 2024 and what happens in the Senate. Next.